Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be solving the IGCSE Mathematics paper code 0580, question paper 42 for summer 20. So the first question is usually something to do with numbers, and for part A1 we have to divide this total amount into these two ratios. So it'd be easier to understand this if we took an example of the money being shared amongst two different people. So if we had person X and person Y, and let's say the ratio, let's say the question was stated along the lines of $24 was divided amongst person X and Y in the ratio of 7:5. So the order of which they tell us the names of the people, or like for example boys to girl, whatever, we have to apply that same order to the ratio. That's not related to this question, but that's simply for you to understand. Now, whenever we calculate how much one person will be getting, it will be their share upon the total number of shares into the amount that is being divided. What I mean is, in this case, person X would have to get 7 upon 7 plus 5 into 24, and that happens to be 14. And person Y, in the same way, would have 5 upon 7 plus 5 into 14, which is 10. Now, considering we already found the answer for X as 14, we actually did not have to do this step over here, because we could easily do 24 minus 14 to get the remaining amount, which would definitely go to person Y. And we can easily do this because we don't have another person that's getting any other shares. But if we did, then we'd have to calculate the ratio for that. So our values are 14 and 10. Now for the second part, we have to write this amount as a fraction of this amount. So if for example this question was stated as write x as a fraction of y, it's a lot easier to understand that x would have to be in the numerator and y would have to be in the denominator. So in this case, that would be 24.6 upon 2870. And it's also asking us to give this answer in its lowest terms. That means in its simplest form. So if you're using a Casio FX82ES Plus calculator, the answer will basically be given to you if you write this in the form of a fraction or as division in your calculator, and the answer is 3 upon 350. So I highly recommend getting a calculator that at least does this for you, so that does not waste your time during the exam, because you have a lot more difficult time-consuming questions later on. Now we have to write this as a percentage of this amount, and again it will be easier just for understanding that if x is written as a percentage of y, x would have to be in the numerator and y would have to be in the denominator. The only difference between these two questions is that in the second question it was about fractions, but in this question it's about percentage. So we'd have to write the fraction, but we'd also have to multiply it with 100. So applying all of that into this part, what I'm saying is to actually do 1.92 upon 1.6 into 100, and then you'd get the percentage. And that is 120. So this makes sense that it's above 100 because our x, or our numerator, is a lot greater than our y value, or our denominator. So it makes sense that x would make more than 100% of our y value. Therefore, 120. Now in part B, we're told that in a sale, original prices are reduced by 15%. That means our percentage change is actually negative 15% because it was reduced. If it increased, then it would have stayed positive, or we don't need to write positive in front of it, because normally if there is no sign, we denote it as positive. Now we have to calculate the sale price of a book that has an original price of that. So we'd be using our percentage change formula, which is new minus old upon old into 100 to get our percentage change. Now in this case, our new value is what we need to calculate, so I will denote it as x, and then our old value is given as 12. So applying all of that into the formula, that's x minus 12 upon 12 into 100 to get negative 15. Please be careful not to forget the negative. So that actually means x minus 12 upon 12 is equal to negative 0.15. So negative 0.15 into 12. The reason why I'm doing into 12 is because on the left hand side this is division, so when you take it to the right hand side you'd have to multiply it. You get x minus 12 is equal to negative 1.8, and now over here negative 12 will be moving to this side to become positive, wherein subtraction changes to addition. So it would be x is equal to negative 1.8 plus 12, and that means our answer of x is going to be 10.2. Okay, that's it for this part. Now for the second part, we have to calculate our original price, as in our old value, the jacket that has a price of that. So our new value is 38.25, and our percentage change, as previously mentioned, will be negative 15. So applying all of this into our formula of new minus old upon old into 100, we'd get 38.25 minus old, which is x upon old, into 100 is equal to negative 15. Now again you have to be careful with the negative. That means 38.25 minus x upon x is equal to negative 0.15. Therefore 38.25 minus x is equal to negative 0.15x. Reason why is because this is going to the right hand side, so from division it will change to multiplication. Now 38.25 is equal to negative 0.15x plus x. Reason why is because negative x moves to the right hand side, so subtraction changes to addition. So that means negative 0.15 plus 1 is actually 0.85x, and that is equal to 38.25, right? So now 38.25 divided by 0.85. Why? Because 0.85 has to move to the left hand side, so for multiplication it will become division. So I'll just write that here, is equal to x, and that is 45. Now that makes sense because our original price has to be higher than our new price because it's being reduced. Our original price is being reduced is what I mean. So there. Okay, part C1. Dean invests that much for 10 years at that rate per year in simple interest. Now we have to calculate the total interest earned during the 10 years. So the formula for simple interest is quite easy. It involves multiplying our original value into our rate upon 100 into how long this happens for. So this simple interest is done per year, and we're told that it's 10 years, so that's why we don't have to convert it to any days or whatever. We can continue using the value as years. So you'll also see this written as 500 into 1.77 into 10 upon 100. They mean the same thing. And so that answer is 85. So that's our answer there. You'd get, the reason why it's 2 marks is that one of them is for the answer and the other is for this formula over here. Not exactly formula, but showing that you have substituted the values in the right way. Now for the next part, first of all, it's compound interest, so our formula is different. It's done per day, and this is our initial value, this is our rate, and we have to calculate the person's investment at the end of year 1. So first, the formula you should know is, I believe, A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to T. So over here, A is our final amount. This is our initial investment or initial amount. R is the rate and T is the time. So we're doing a compound interest that takes place per day. Therefore, in our formula, our time has to also be per day. So we're told that this happens for 1 year, and also that 1 year consists of 365 days. This situation, the compound interest takes place every single day, and therefore we have to calculate the final amount that we would get when this takes place every single day, which happens to be 365 days, which is in 1 year. Now our final amount over here is what we need to calculate. Our initial amount is given to us as 200, our rate is 0.0035, and our time will be 365 days. Now we have to substitute this, and we should get something like 200 into 1 plus 0.0035 upon 100 raised to 365. So that will be, let me see, 202.57, which can be rounded to 202.6. And that's our answer. Then for the third part, Edna invests that much. This is our initial value, P, at a rate of R%, which is our rate per year compound interest. So we'll be using the same formula, and at the end of 6 years, we know that her total investment or final amount happens to be this much. So this is our A value, this is our time, this is our rate, and this is our initial value. So the reason why over here I'm keeping time as 6 and not multiplying it into 365 is because this compound interest took place every single year, not every single day. If it was every day, then we'd have to multiply 365 into 6. So applying all of that into the formula, it's 559.78 is equal to our initial value, which is 500, into 1 plus our rate, which we don't know, upon 100 raised to 3, no, sorry, not 3, 6. Okay, so now we can take this to the left hand side, so multiplication would change to division. Therefore it would be 559.78 upon 500 is equal to 1 plus r upon 100 whole raised to 6. So that is 1.11956 is equal to 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 6. So because it's raised to 6, we'd have to root it to the power 6. So it's equal to 1 plus r upon 100, and then we can continue solving as we normally would. You get 1.019, and that's equal to 1 plus r upon 100. So 1.019 minus 1 is equal to r upon 100. Therefore 0.019 is equal to r upon 100. So r should be 0.019 into 100, and that's 1.9%. And that is it for this. Yeah, that's it for the first question. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you have other questions you'd like us to solve, or any other lessons, any other subjects, topics, IGCSE or A levels, let us know, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.